And the nation's highest court will debate our state's controversial immigration law and the outcome possibly affecting the daily lives of undocumented immigrants and their families from coast to coast. If upheld, SB 1070 would make it a state crime to be in our country illegally and give law enforcement the power to ask about a person's legal status. Critics, however, say the law could lead to racial profiling. And the key issue for the Supreme Court, which debates this tomorrow, is whether Arizona has the right to enforce federal immigration laws at the state level. ABC 15 anchor Steve Irvin covering every angle of this, and he joins us live from Washington this morning. Steve, good morning. We're hearing Senate Democrats do have a plan in case the law is upheld.
Yeah, Connie, before the Supreme Court hears arguments tomorrow, there's a Senate subcommittee hearing here on Capitol Hill today. Some of the key players in SB 1070 are expected to testify in that hearing, and that subcommittee is actually chaired by Senator Chuck Schumer of New York. Now, Schumer is expected to announce at that hearing he's going to introduce what he calls fallback legislation on SB 1070 that could essentially stop the law right in its tracks. The law would prohibit states from acting new immigration law. It would also prohibit states from enacting any new penalties on immigration. Now, with Democrats controlling the Senate and the GOP controlling the House here, that law isn't likely to go anywhere, but it is a power play in terms of an election year because Democrats clearly see the Latino voting bloc as a huge factor in this presidential race, and it's one of the reasons that they see Arizona in play. Registration among Latinos in Arizona is up about 23% right now. We've already seen a number of presidential candidates visiting our state, and so even though Arizona is traditionally a red state with Republicans generally dominating politics there, Democrats clearly see Arizona as one of those states where they can take advantage, and it's mainly because of the backlash among Latino voters over SB 1070 and the fact that his probable opponent in this race, Mitt Romney, has taken a hard line on immigration, both with SB 1070 and with the DREAM Act. Connie?
Many saying he could lose the state, as you said, to the Latino vote. Now, today I know the subcommittee has their hearing. There are also a couple of key players here from Arizona that are traveling to Washington for today and tomorrow. Tell us a little bit about that, and then what happens with the Supreme Court tomorrow as well.
Well, certainly a couple of the key players we're going to be watching are the man who sponsored this bill, former state Senate President Russell Pierce, as well as current state Senator Steve Gallardo. They sit on polar opposite sides of SB 1070, very different stories that they will tell this committee. And so expect a lot of political theater, if you will, at this committee. We may not learn a heck of a lot that's new here, but certainly we're going to have a lot of passion here. And then the Supreme Court tomorrow deciding this issue. They're going to hear oral arguments only for about an hour or so. Lots of briefs have been submitted. We won't get a ruling on that until sometime this summer, and it's anybody's guess as to what they'll decide.
All right, Steve Irvin live for us in the nation's capital, covering this debate on SB 1070 very closely for you. Count on his continuing coverage throughout the day.